for children and young people in Northern Ireland is Chris Quinn. He's on the line right now. Hi, Chris. Good to have you back.
Thank you, William.
And you're backing this call, obviously. You've said that on this programme previously.
Yes, absolutely. And each of my predecessors have done so as well. So this is a really great opportunity, actually, to make a massive impact to children and families in a positive way.
Is this today's event is about building momentum for you for this idea? Because Stormont has avoided doing what you're hoping that Stormont would do over the years.
Well, look, there was great progress made in the last mandate between 2020 and 2022, and unfortunately this piece of legislative change didn't get over the line on that occasion. But there is a groundswell of support for this change, both amongst parents, I believe amongst elected members as well. And yes, so we're in support of this change, and I'll be at the NSPCC event today as well.
What's the evidence that there's a groundswell amongst parents for this change?
Yeah, well, there's been a number of surveys. So there was one recently, actually just this month, that the NSPCC ran in England to say that 81% of parents are in favour of the change. 82% of young adults are in favour. In 2022, NSPCC also ran a survey that showed us that 65% of adults were in favour of a legal change, and 74% of parents are in favour. So overwhelmingly, we're seeing the evidence that there's support, but also that that physical punishment doesn't have the effects that once we thought it might have had. So we know now that it can be very harmful. It can have a harmful effect both, in the immediate but in the long-term development of children. And there's a lot more science behind it now as well. And there's no evidence to suggest that physical punishment is a positive thing for children.
The effect of a ban, though, on physical chastisement would be to criminalise parents who decide to smack their children.
Right, and this is something, I suppose I need to be clear that what we don't want to do is criminalise children, and I know you will...
Not children, but those who would smack children.
Apologies. Yes, apologies, sorry, yes. Absolutely, we don't want to criminalise parents. We're arguing for more support for parents. I'm a father of 4 boys myself, so I understand how rewarding that job is, but also at times how challenging it can be. So we believe, and my office and I believe, that parents need more support. We need to think about positive parenting, but we don't want to criminalise parents, absolutely not.
Well, that would be the effect of it, though, wouldn't it? If you remove the defence of reasonable chastisement from law, you've removed any legal defence that someone would have, and the effect is that they could be prosecuted.
Well, at the minute, we currently do have laws to protect people from assault, and that includes children. This would be strengthening the law that currently exists, and recognising that where parents have rights, there are limits. You can't. There are clear limits with regards to chastising.
Why are you caveating this? Why not simply say, if we remove the defence of reasonable chastisement, then that would criminalise any adult who smacks a child, or leave them vulnerable to criminal prosecution?
The evidence from across the world suggests that does not happen. We haven't seen anywhere, so you said in the Republic of Ireland, the law has been changed. In other parts of the UK and Europe and globally, we have seen the law change, but we haven't seen the criminalisation of parents. So there's no evidence that prosecutions would rise. The main aim of changing the law is educational and cultural rather than punitive. And while there's an understandable concern that legal reform may criminalise parents, it doesn't. The evidence tells us that it doesn't.
All right. Chris, thank you very much. Chris Quinn, the Commissioner for Children. There, some of your text 81771.